Sup nerds? That was kind of rude. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. I'm going to try to make this one a little bit shorter so that you can sort of get along with your day. Last time I talked about the coronavirus, and today we're going to do a little bit of the same. I have a dentist appointment this morning. It's going to be this front right there, these teeth. So we're going to do my makeup because I want to do my makeup, but we're not going to put the lips on until after. There's like a little cavity in between that's been there forever because I like to make that noise, and I think that just makes it worse. I won't be able to make that noise anymore, which is good because that's damaging my teeth. So let's get to it. 2020 is a nihilistic dystopian dream. Nihilism is all about nothing matters, who cares, do what you want. That's abbreviated. I know there's a lot of words that are similar to nihilism that all mean a little bit of the same kind of thing. I call myself a nihilist. I mean, there's only so much you can do, but I am also like a conservationist where I use a lot of everything that I have that's reusable is being used right now. Starting off strong. So I have a lot of reusable like tissues, like I use handkerchiefs instead. They're like flannel tissues, and just like a lot of stuff around the house. I forced my roommates into using hand towels instead of paper towels. We're working on it. Anyway, let's start. We're going for the dewy just because I love the dewy. Whoa, I forgot how much comes out. It's fine. Coronavirus is rapidly continuing to do its thing. Things have changed a lot in the past couple of days. In Massachusetts, or at least Boston, bars and restaurants are being closed. Half of my friends are out of work. I'm on the older side of 20-something, but I don't know if you remember when you were a younger 20-something, which a lot of my friends are, due to the nature of the field that I work in, at the theater. Eyeballs first. I don't know what I'm doing for my eyes. We're doing them, though. And that's pretty much it for that. I will be using mostly the chocolate palette, again, this one, which fits nicely in frame. So we're gonna do some of this. It's frightening, actually, what they're going through. I remember when I was a younger 20-something, not that I have an exorbitant amount of cash right now, but I had even less then. But I've always had like a bunch of jobs. In college I had 2 jobs. High school I was already working, and I did a newspaper route as a child. I meant to do whatever they're doing. So my friends are really hurting right now, and I understand gallows humor, because, you know, I am friends with a lot of other people on the internet. I don't use Facebook a lot. I've been using it more only because it is another platform of outreach for me to get more people watching these videos. Because while I'm doing these videos for myself, I mean, it would be great to have an audience. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do the thing right there. We did it. Woo! It would be really nice if my friends could all have jobs and they're all really freaking out, and then it doesn't help that on the other end of the spectrum my other friends are kind of employing this gallows humor to make themselves feel better because they feel like they as a demographic are kind of not being attacked, but like they're expressing how they feel as their demographic, their bias. And so, this is really dark, sorry, but my father passed in January, coronavirus related. I realized then that gallows humor isn't the way that I super deal with those things, and it kind of puts a sour note when that's the way that things are being presented to me, is in that sort of light. Everyone's dealing with it in their own way. The way that other people deal with it may not be the way that you deal with it. Right now, okay, we're going to go big just because I don't care. Facebook being Facebook, which is something that I've distanced myself from for a long time. I'm remembering again why I distanced myself. I think the new hip thing is Instagram and like TikTok. I use Instagram. I sort of use Snapchat, but I'm sort of putting myself in the Facebook world also to promote my videos. And so it's like a real push and pull. I was talking with a lot of people at work this weekend, like people coming in and asking, how are you being affected? Are you okay? Like, are you safe? What's going on? Everyone sort of is of the same opinion where they're sort of done with it because they're kind of done with all the negativity. And that's sort of why I stopped using Facebook as much, because it was just a lot of negativity and people getting in arguments. And as you know, I don't like arguments where neither side is wanting to yield. And that's something where we really have to work on our communication and our ability to empathize with others, because this is something that's affecting a lot of people and affecting a lot of people in a different way. A lot of people try to play like my suffering is worse than your suffering, and it's not. They can be on different levels. If someone's suffering, they're suffering, and you shouldn't downplay it for others just because you're also suffering in a different way. And that makes me so peeved. Back to the coronavirus. Back to 2020, actually. 2020 is a dystopian nightmare. So we started out already in the throes of the election. That being what it is, 2-party system bad. Did no one listen to the founding fathers? I mean, they wrote a whole thing on it. So we already were in the throes of the election. Australia started to burn. Then the coronavirus rapidly, within a week, within days, became a thing. It's insane. So yesterday I was on Facebook, as I'm going to do, I think, less in the future just because, like, again, I'm going to distance myself again because it's just, people get so heated. You need to learn when it's not worth your time. And it's not worth my time to try to argue with people. You can explain yourself to the moon and back and be on the right side of things in your mind, and even factually, you could be on the right side of things. And yet, if someone doesn't want to yield, and if someone doesn't want to change or be open, you're not going to get anywhere. That's what Facebook is. It's great. Social media can be great, but I feel like Facebook has become this sort of, I think it's become for like an older demographic, and Instagram is the new one where there's a lot less negativity. There is still negativity, obviously, as there's going to be. Anyway, catch up on world news. Do I have the liner? My setup is less janky today, but that doesn't mean I've remembered everything. So we're going to do our liner, I guess. Oh, I didn't even bring, you know what, we're not getting up again. It's not worth it. Just lean this against my coffee and we have a mirror. Oh, and everything in this palette smells like chocolate. This is very weird. Why do I try, starting on my eye that doesn't like me. It looks okay. But it's also, I mean, you gotta get your news where you can, and if you have to turn to Facebook to get some news, you can at least check it out. And so that's what I did. Let's put the lashes on. Your rose is in bloom. Oh, we had it, and then we didn't. Oh, she's down. Oh, tweezer's down. All I'm gonna do after this is clean my room because I spilled coffee on every surface and on the floor. Oh, it didn't help me. We decided as a collective unit that this is enough. Okay. So it was on Facebook. An article caught my eye, and it was not even clickbait. I don't know if you've ever watched The Masked Singer. My sister and I watched The Masked Singer when I visit her because I don't really watch a lot of TV. I do most of my entertainment watching on YouTube, mostly Game Grumps. I know this isn't Game Grumps, it's Starbomb, but it's affiliated. Entertainment watching on YouTube, which is becoming more of a thing. So I don't watch a lot of TV, and what I saw, I did. I still don't believe it, but in a way, I have a new hero. You probably have heard by now. I found out late, per usual, because I'm late about finding out about almost every goddamn thing in this world. Sarah Palin was on The Masked Singer, which is a show where they're in a full body suit, usually something anthropomorphic, maybe a robot, alien kind of thing, just to hide their identity, and when their voice is modulated. But that's the clues, is they give a little bio about themselves. I was about to watch her whole compilation, then I got distracted by Seal, because Seal was also in it. He was a leopard. Oh my god. If you didn't like Seal before, you'll love him now. And the whole time, I couldn't help but thinking that if Aaron and Dan were watching that from Game Grumps, they would have known his voice immediately. That's Seal. I don't care that he's in a dress and he's dressed like a leopard, that is Seal. But Sarah Palin was on the show, and she said just the sweetest thing that really embodies kind of how we should be right now. Instead of really being down on each other and playing the pity game and playing the I have it worse than you game. The way that she described her experience on the show, she said it was so liberating to be on that show because it got rid of all of the harsh edges, which is sort of what we all need to do. And we don't have to deal with the harsh edges in our life as much as we force ourselves to. I know that it's a very trying time right now with the coronavirus, with ongoing situations in multiple states and our government and all that stuff, but we shouldn't be putting other people through misery and blame other people for things because it's not someone's fault. It's not the people in Flint's fault that their water is janked. It's not the elderly, it's not the immunocompromised people that are at fault for getting sick from the coronavirus. It's a group effort by the human race that we have doomed ourselves to put ourselves in this situation, which pretty much embodies my nihilistic view of the world. There's consequences for action. We can't deny that we brought this upon ourselves. We may not have wanted to bring this upon ourselves. The problem is when we start blaming the victims. So that looks nice and softer. Yeah, maybe I should spend more time actually doing the face part because it really does make a difference. People start blaming and pointing fingers and being kind of antagonistic and combative and confrontational about the whole thing and blaming others and blaming how they're reacting when they're expressing concern for their livelihood. And gallows humor is a way to deal with that. You have to allow everyone to deal with it in their own way, but you also can't underplay the importance of the issues and the reality that a lot of people are facing right now. And I know that's a bummer to hear, and it's not really what you want to hear right now. We can't blame each other and we can't get upset at each other for the situation that we now find ourselves in. It is ultimately our fault to the degree that 3/4 of the land space of this world has been altered by humans. And there are ways to stop that, and most of us are not helping out in that endeavor. Because like I said, I have a lot of reusable kind of stuff. Even the reusable kind of stuff is not worth much more than a hill of beans unless you're also using, detergents that are not harmful to the world. So there's so much that goes into it. I can understand that we've made it so easy to destroy our planet. But we really need to take a step back and stop ourselves from destroying our planet. And so I know it's kind of the path of least resistance to order out, which I do. I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect. By no means. We have our creature comforts. But oh no, it's coming apart at the seams. The land area that we have not altered is dwindling. And furthermore, most of the world is water. We're not taking care of that either. The problem is multiple-fold. We need to take care of the water. We need to take care of the land. We need to take care of ourselves. And taking care of ourselves is part of a bigger picture, where we have to take care of ourselves and we also have to watch out for others. Because like I've said, there's no point in being mean to people if they haven't really done anything to you. If someone is just expressing an opinion that they're upset at the situation that they're now forced into, you can blame their life choices, you can blame them to the moon and back, but they didn't create the coronavirus. They didn't set Australia on fire. The individual is not really necessarily the one to blame, it's all of our collective actions. And collectively, we've sort of failed the planet, and we've failed ourselves politically, because everybody wants to be right, and not everybody can be right. As I've said, there's a lot of pride to get over in a lot of our lives, and that's one of the most hard things to do, is admitting that you're wrong. And we all want to be right, but we're not all right, and we're not all right. 2020 has been a and we just have to try to continue. Oh. Oh, I did a worse job putting on the left one somehow. Wow. That is, it's like not even, I don't know how. I don't know how to fix it. Which side needs to be amended? Oh, it's just attached to the eyelashes. What I'm trying to tell y'all is that it's hard enough to live your life. Let's not make it harder on other people. We all have our own struggle bus that we need to catch in the morning. Sometimes your struggle bus is all day long. And that's where we really have to show a bit more compassion to everyone. We can't act so antagonistic towards each other because that's all we have. We can try to live in isolation, but even the strongest of animals need others. Wolves have their pack. Lions have their pride. Humans have their pride. When I see people being so mean to each other and there's absolutely no reason, just because they're privileged enough to be able to make fun of someone less fortunate than them. Oh, we need that calm, refreshing thing. You may not be able to go on your Bahamas weekend, but buy this pretty fresh thing. It smells amazing. The coconut water in it alone is enough for you to like it. Just slap it on your face. I don't even care. You don't even have to be putting on makeup. I don't know what's the chemical component in there that makes it that it keeps your makeup better. I feel like we should have added pink. Maybe we should have added pink. Whatever. This is what we're going with right now. And I will catch you on the flip side to put on my lips. We're back. So I just basically want to finish this off by saying that, 2020 is weird. I never thought that someone that I would, in a way, look up to would be Sarah Palin. I really admire what she said about being in the costume sort of softens the world. And that's sort of what I've been saying about putting on your war paint. And when you have your war paint on and when you feel good, you're invincible in a way. And you can take care of yourself better because you're happier. And you feel good. And feeling good is half the battle. So keep smiling, keep trying to bring yourself up to the top. And remember, we can all succeed. It's not a competition. And in the same way, it's not a competition who has it worse. Everyone has it pretty bad right now. We don't have to kick a man when he's down. Soften the world for yourself. Take off the sharp edges. Allow yourself some breathing room because that's what we all need right now. It's important to stay updated and it's important to know what's up with everyone and what's going on with yourself and your situation. And there's a lot that you probably have to take care of. But just keep going. Keep going strong. Help everyone else as much as you can, even if it's just your words, even if it's just your words of comfort or smiling at someone. It really means a lot. The day is fully underway. Other people also are doing things. My roommate is downstairs. Apparently his business is booming because in times of adversity, people change sort of their strategy and they change what's important to them. And that's sort of what happened to me recently with the big news I was hit with in January. Sort of taking a step back really helps you realize the bigger picture and what has been most important all along. So take care of yourself. Be friendly to others. Make sure that you aren't making things worse for yourself or others. I know we're all kind of quarantined in our own way. There's tons of stuff you can still do. You can work on projects. Unlike others, I still have to work my full-time job in addition to making these videos. So you're pretty much going to get what you get. This isn't something that's happening just because of the quarantine. So keep it strong with 2020, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. I'm probably going to keep doing videos like this that are kind of maybe a bit shorter as the coronavirus stuff kind of develops, just because that's is sort of how I'm feeling about things right now. But I will be taking some downtime, obviously, as everyone needs to. It's time for a deep breath. Recommend reading a book. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's little frantic whatever that's happening. And I'll see you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I can be found on Instagram, Sarah Smirk and Smile. But let me know what you think and if you've been liking any of what I've been spewing out. I'll see you next time, and stay strong out there, kids.